Hi, hello, smart learner. Let's start discussion on very important topic for the crash course which I'm going to launch on the YouTube for the role of quantitative researcher. So it will be more in a perspective of hedge fund organization. I already uploaded the video for the short for the quant researcher role for the syllabus, so you can look this video, but in this video I'm going to detail explanation, and this video will be the quite long, so please stay and understand the detailed syllabus. So once the course is start, so you should understand, and from this video you can understand that what you need to learn for the quantitative researcher, and for the before you need to understand some concepts or point for the upcoming videos I'll going to upload. So that's why I'm creating the detailed quant researcher crash course syllabus video. So it is an introduction to data driven analysis and measurement technique how we should use. So guys, let's start discussion. We don't be delay. So before starting with the first second slide, I'll request you, if you are interested into the quantitative analysis or the quant researcher role or the new AI/ML technique related role, so please like and subscribe my channel, so that will motivate me to create and more such videos for you and help you to get the job in this domain, like hedge fund organization or the investment bank or the high frequency trading firms, where you get the higher salary amount as compared with the other organization or the other industry. So guys, let's start discussion and let's move on the first slide, that is the introduction to the quant researcher. So where I'll going to give the detailed introduction to the quant researcher role, how the role will involve and all these things. So let's discussion on the quant researcher role in detail. So let's discuss on the overview of the quantitative researcher or the quant researcher. So quant researcher is in finance involve the use of the mathematical models and the statistical techniques and the computational tools to analyze the financial market and develop a trading strategy. So the quant analyst or the quant researcher is a person who is in detailed knowledge of mathematics or the mathematical model or the statistical technique or the statistical model or the computational tools or the programming language and the financial knowledge. So he or she will develop the trading strategy for the hedge fund organizations or the HFT firms, and he or she these models will introduce the core concepts of quantitative research, including in application in high frequency trading firm, proprietary trading, and hedge funds for that organization. And it also covered essential tools used by quant researchers such as the Python, C++, R, SQL, Excel. And we should understand that all these things tool, how to use that tools, and understanding the market microstructure is crucial for the quantitative researcher, and has it provide the insights how into how the trader are excited, how the trader are working, how the trader are excited, and the behavior of market participants. What are the market participants, what are their roles in the market participants, and what are their behavior, and the dynamics of the order book, how the order book will work, what are the flow of order book. And these foundational knowledge set the stage for a deeper exploration into the data analysis, strategy development, and the machine learning or AI/ML applications for the subsequent model. So we will discuss that thing in the overview of quant researcher. Then we will move on the second and most important model, that is the mathematical foundation. In a mathematical foundation, we will discuss in detail for the core concepts of mathematics. So In the core concepts of mathematics, we will discuss the probability and statistics, time series analysis, linear algebra, and optimization techniques. So this model will focus on the mathematical foundation necessary for the quant researcher, and it begin with the refresh on probability and statistics, including concepts such as the random variable distributions and the expectation. And then we will discuss on the time series analysis is introduction to help to understand the patterns and trade in the financial data over a time. And then we will linear algebra it's cover the support matrix operations and dimensionality reduction techniques and use in the modeling. Then we will discuss on the optimization technique, including the convex optimization, gradient descent, and the discuss with aid and strategy and development and parameter tuning. These mathematical tools are essential for the building the rebus model and conducting the rigorous analysis for the financial context. So we'll discuss all these things in the core mathematical concept. Then we will move on the third model, which is important, that is the in financial instrument and the financial market. What are the financial instrument in the financial market, and how the financial market will work? So that's we will discuss. So in this, we will discuss the understanding the financial instrument. So where we discuss on the the covers the equity, forex, operations, bonds, and high various markets and derivative pricing, order types, and execution and micro structure. So these all these things we will discuss in detail, and I'll give you understanding for the quantitative analysis or the quant researcher perspective. So this model provide an overview of various financial instruments and the market in which they trade. Topics include the equities, features, option, foreign exchange, and bonds. These basics of derivative pricing, including the Blackstone's model, Greeks are introduced to help understanding the risks and valuation, different order types, and execution strategy, and explain the highlighting their impact on the trading performance. Market microstructure concepts such as tick size, order book dynamics, and the latency are explored to understand the mechanism of trade execution and the behavior of market participants. This knowledge is crucial for designing the effective trading strategy and managing the executive risks. So, or the execution risks. So that's we will discuss in the understanding the financial instrument. So let's move on the next slide, that is the data handling and the features engineering. So how the data handling will work and what are the implications of the feature engineering. So where we are working with the financial data, different kinds of financial data, where we do the financial data execution, peak data or OHLC data. So we will feature engineering in HFT and data cleaning and the transformation. So we will discuss all these things in the working with the financial data. So effective data handling is a core stone of quantitative researcher. This model cover the technique of extracting financial data using SQL or different Windows function or the different function to extract the data from SQL. Differentiate between the tick data of OHLC, which stand for the open, high, low, close. OHLC, open, high, low, close data, and feature engineering and emphasize has a critical step in the preparing of for the data modeling. Key features for high frequency trading has discussed, including order flow features, volume imbalance, for the WAP, volume weighted asset price, WAP, volume weighted asset price, or the TAP, time weighted asset price. This research helps capture the market dynamics and enforce predictive model. Understanding how to clean, transfer, and engine the data is essential for building the accurate and efficient trading algorithm. So we will discuss that all these things in detail in this part. So let's move on the fifth model, which is and the most important model. After understanding these all these concepts, so we will to do the strategy research and the back testing, how the back testing will work. What are the role or involvement of the quant researcher while doing the strategy research and the back testing? So we will discuss that all these things in this part. So let's discuss on the developing and the testing strategies. So we will discuss how to develop the strategy, how to do the testing strategy. So where we discuss the alpha generation technique, micro alpha protections, backtesting framework, and the performance matrix. So in this model, we develop a deep dive into the process of strategy research and testing. It covers alpha generation techniques such as mean reversion and momentum strategy, which are commonly used in the quantitative trading. Micro alpha prediction in introduced to identify long-term trading and opportunity backtesting framework like a Zipline, Backtrader, or the custom solution. We will discuss different tools that involve in the backtesting in the trading strategy. I'll explain you how that tool or the technique will work and discuss evolving strategy for the performance of key performance metrics such as SAP ratio, Saitano ratio, drawdown are explained in the assess the risk adjustment return. These model emphasize the importance of rigorous testing and the validating to use and the strategies are robust and effective. It involve the trading environment and how the trading environment will work. So we will discuss all these things in detail. So then we will move on the most important things for the machine learning for the quant researcher. Once you understand how the machine learning technique like supervised learning, unsupervised learning techniques are important for the quant researcher, so we will discuss these all the techniques in perspective of the quantitative researcher. So machine learning has become a powerful tool in a quantitative researcher or the quant analyst role. So this model introduced the supervised learning techniques such as the regression, classification, as well as unsupervised method like clustering, principal component analysis, and reinforcement learning. We discuss in the exploratory trade execution and the strategy optimization. Deep learning is discussed for the pattern recognition and the complex data modeling. The model also cover the model evaluation technique and the importance of avoiding overfitting by integrating machine learning into quant researcher and the professional can uncover hidden pattern and improve the predictions accuracy and enhance the decision making trading strategy. So this where we will use apply the AIML machine learning techniques for the quant researcher or the high frequency trading firms. So let's move on the next slide, that is a model 7, that is execution and the risk management. So in this we will discuss how we will execute these and how we are going to manage the risks and what are the different kinds of risks that involve in that quant researcher role. So where we discuss on the managing the trade and the risks, where we discuss on the execution strategy, portfolio optimization, risk matrix and assessment, and the importance of risk management. So in this model, we will focus on execution strategy and risk management in a quantitative trading. Topics include a smart order routing to optimize the trade execution, understand the sleeping and market impact, or understand the portfolio construction and optimum technique are discussed to balance the risks and return. Risk matrix with the value at risk, conditional VAR, how that will work, what are the different types of the value at risk calculation method, non-parametric, parametric method. So we will discuss that thing, and then we will discuss on the trace testing and introduce to assess the manage the financial risks. And effective execution and risk management are crucial for maintaining the probability and ensure the stability of trading operation in the volatility market. How we will work on the volatility, high volatile and low volatile market. So we will discuss all these things in detail. So we will go into the next slide, that is the real time system and infrastructure. How the high frequency trading firms or the quant researcher will work on the real time and how the infrastructure will work. So you will be understand while working in the hedge fund organization as a quant researcher. So here we will discuss on the real-time system and infrastructure are essential for execution trade efficiency in high frequency trading environments. This model cover the low latency architecture and event driven programming models. Tools like Kafka, Radius and Zero MQ are discussed for the streaming data and building the scalable systems. We will also discuss on the deployment options including the cloud or on premises, So we will discuss on the pros and cons for the cloud deployment or the on-premises deployment. What are the clouds? Oh, we will discuss that and are evolving the based on the performance of cost consideration. Understanding the technique infrastructure behind the trading strategy enable the quant researcher to design the robust responsive platform that can handle large volume of data and execute the trade with minimal delay. So we'll discuss all these things in that part of or in that model of these the high frequency trading quant researcher role course crash course. So let's finally we will discuss on the most important, that is a case study and the project. So we will work on the capstone projects. I'll explain you each capstone projects which I'm going to work. We will use the different tools to work on that capstone projects. We will complete that capstone projects in front of you so you can understand how the practically that will work. So in this model present the real world case studies and the project to apply the concept learned throughout the course, what we learn from that course and how we are going to work and utilize that in the real world. An example include the building a micro alpha generation strategy, classifying order flow using the machine learning technique and applying the reinforcement learning for trade execution. Applying the expiry day optimization strategy provide the insight into market behavior and the strategy performance, how the performance of that strategy will work. And these handle on project help the solidify the understanding and demonstrate how the theoretical concepts and implement in the practical way, how the practically that will work. And they also serve as the portfolio pieces for aspiring quant researcher asking to showcase their skills and the potential employed to work in the high frequency trading firms. So let's move on the last and the best slide. So that is the career guidance and the resources where we can learn for the quantitative researcher role or the quant analyst role more from that course. So here we will discuss on the final model, provide the guidance of launching the career in the quantitative researcher role. So it includes the tips for crafting an effective resume and tolerate to the quant roles and preparing for the quant interview and test the mathematical coding and the financial knowledge to create the test cases to give the capstone projects to review your code to help you how to create the most effective and attractive the models or the case studies or the solution for that to use the Kaggle platform and to overview of the top firms and the role in HFT and the quant roles, how they are involvement in the quant trading. It's provide help to target job application recommendation books, online courses, GitHub repositories to create, how to create and how to add that in your CV, and say to support the continued learning and the skill development. And this model aim to equip the learners with the resource and confidence needed to pursue the successful career in the competitive field of the quantitative finance. And you spend time with the 6 months or the 1 year or more than 1 year for this role or understand this syllabus in this detail or do your own study or understand how the quantitative researcher role will work. So you should be definitely the quant researcher with high paying salary in the high frequency trading firm or the investment bank or the hedge fund organization. So thank you so much guys for attending these videos, and please do like and subscribe my channel. So I am going to free crash course for the quant researcher role, and that course will definitely help you to get the job in the high frequency trading firms. So thank you so much guys once again for attending this video. Thanks guys, thanks. Please do like and subscribe my channel, so that's motivate me to create and more such videos for